see what the person is doing. Bow. So you saw someone. If I bowed to you, Allah forbid. Yeah, right now. Yeah, like people bow to Tariq Qadri and sheikhs. Yeah, which is absolutely haram in Islam.
Kissing the feet, I've heard that there's a hadith where, but I don't know.
Kissing the feet is different.
Yeah.
Completely. You give the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Someone who is making the gesture of sajda. Someone who's at a distance. Like, I've seen Tariq Qadri on video sitting at a distance, and a man comes in front of him, falls in sajda, and Tariq Qadri is sitting. Yeah. That's apparently. That's okay. We cannot say the man is actually worshipping Tariq Qadri. Okay. He is guilty of a haram act. It's not shirk. Okay. Although it falls into the category of shirk. Okay. But does it take him out of Islam? It depends on his need. Okay. If he's doing it for ta'zeem, then it is haram. Okay. It's an act of kufr or minor kufr. It doesn't take you out of Islam.
We have to educate these people.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry? The one who is accepting it, he is either a taghut or he's blind. Okay, if he's physically blind, he cannot see what people are doing. But if he's seeing what's happening in front of him and he doesn't stop it, he's taghut. Taghut is someone who's pleased, by being worshipped. And well, I'm not going to make.
I think he has explained
I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to make. Takfir is fatwa. I'm not a mufti. I'm not a mufti. I'm telling you the ruling. Someone sees.
Outwardly, we all agree.
There is a man who sees another man doing an act of worship towards him, and he's silent, or he's pleased with it, or doesn't stop it. That makes him taghut. Taghut is But what is the ruling of such a man? Go to the ulama.
But it's not like the same as that old Pakistani lady that goes to the darbars and kisses the thing and bends over.
No.
That one we have to correctly understand.
I agree. That's jahl. That's ignorance. Okay. So this is why I believe Sufi scholars in Pakistan have unfortunately failed to do a good job in explaining to the masses that what you're doing actually amounts to shirk. They're smoking charas, hashish on these darbars. They're having dance parties. There are people beating drums. There are drug addicts dancing there. There are all kinds of things happening in these shrines. Of course, we know that people are not necessarily worshipping the man in the shrine. We know that, but what it leads to is greater evil, right? So some of the Sufi scholars, they need to come out and they need to correct that this is not Islam. This is not what the Prophet came for. The Prophet ﷺ came for to correct people and not to worship other than Allah.
In the subcontinent, Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, ignorance is right. I mean, we've both been there. We see, especially in the village, all these peers that take advantage of things and stuff. Not all of them. Some of them are decent people, but generally speaking, when you've got those leaders and then they give bay'ah and then suddenly they're spiritual leaders.
But do you see the point? Do you see the standpoint of so-called Wahhabi scholars, or call them Salafi scholars? Do you see that they're concerned? Their concerns are valid because they believe such practices lead to other evil acts that possibly or potentially can take one out of Islam. Okay, so that's why they're so concerned. That's why they're so adamant at preventing people from going to shrines and doing all these things. Okay, you want to go to the shrine, there are etiquettes. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has taught us how to visit graves. What do you say? How do you pray? We have instructions, direct instructions from the Prophet as to how you behave in certain places at certain times. How do you behave with your parents? How do you behave with the dead? How do you treat the dead? How do you treat the living? How do you treat the camel? How do you treat animals? Every single thing is clear. And this is what these so-called Salafi scholars are saying, that why don't we listen to the Prophet ﷺ? Why don't we stick to his way and not follow X, Y, and Z teachers?
Scholars like yourself, there's some scholars who call that person a kafir. They've left Islam, and therefore their blood, their women, their property becomes jahil.
This is absolute falsehood. I'm saying it on camera. This is absolute falsehood. Anyone who doesn't give another Muslim the benefit of the doubt, or other bin jahal, what we call in the Arabic language, udhr bil jahl. Benefit of being ignorant. Okay, someone who's ignorant, and you have to go a mile, excuse Muslims, right? And educate them, teach them. And if they still insist, having learned, if they still insist on doing what they do, then you can apply a fatwa. And fatwa is the job of the Mufti, who has to be qualified, who has to, not Mufti Abu Layth, by the way. Yeah, so I'm sorry, I have to, I know, he might be your friend.
I don't agree with him with everything. I don't agree with
He
him.
might be your friend, but he's saying a lot of stuff nowadays, recently, which makes people laugh at him. Okay, he wants to be a joker. That's his choice. He's in Britain. Britain's an open society. People can say what they want, and they can come across as
See him with me in Birmingham.
I would love to, but having watched his videos and his discussions, all he does is Da'if, ha 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 ha.
No.
Da'if, ha ha.
No. He had to get that jua. You know that Muhammad thing? He does look like a jua. Like jua means mouse, yeah? He was going around saying this, that, the other. Astaghfirullah, brother. You know how some Salafi brothers, they guilt trip people and stuff. Now I'm going to get a lot of hate, yeah? But they do. They make Islam hard for people.
Someone like me watching Abu Layth or Naheem. Naheem or Naheem?
Yeah, I think his name.
He spells it like Naheem. I'm watching someone like that, and I see a joker. Okay, look, Mufti is a very honorable title. It means a man who gives religious rulings. And in order to give religious rulings, Mufti is not a certificate you put on the wall. You can have 50 certificates from 50 different institutions of being a Mufti. But Mufti is actually a state of being. Do you agree? It's a state of being.
I feel he covers for Britain. He brings the British banter, and I love the way that his opinions are different.
Call yourself.
He's got loads of non-Muslims that come back to Islam.
Call yourself Joe Block. Call yourself Joe Block and crack jokes. You want to be a joker, comedian? There are plenty of comedians in Britain. No one has an issue with the comedian. But if you want to call yourself Allama, Al-Sheikh, Al-Mufti, Al-Ahmad, something like that, that I am Allama, using Islamic titles, Imam Joker, for example. If you call yourself Imam Joker or Imam Comedian or something like that, it doesn't work like that.
But we've got enough serious religious people, let's be honest. Of course. We need that. In Britain, we need people that are don't just judgmental.
Yes.
Like, I'll give you an example.
I agree.
There's a sister here that didn't wear hijab, She absolutely ripped Godwin, or I think it was last week, or Daniel, ripped him to part. And then one person's wrote mashallah. Then it was like, oh, she's not wearing hijab. How dare you stand next to her?
That's me.
Oh, mashallah. That's what I'm saying. No one focuses on that. Like, do you know what I mean? And then you got religious people that some of their opinions are retarded.
I see. You see, I believe to be lively, to be happy, to come across as pleasant, you don't have to compromise your religion. You don't have to water down your religion. Mufti Menk is a well-known Muslim personality. He's so funny.
No,
he's very funny, trust me. The reason, and he's Mufti, amazingly, he has a title attached to his name, Mufti. And when you look at him, you think this guy is actually a Mufti, okay? He's got the religious attire, he's got the religious demeanor, he's got the religious manners, okay? He doesn't look like Fido Dido. You remember Fido Dido? Or Fido Dido? What was it called? This character? The yo-yo. Fido Dido with the spiky hair, or what's that? Street fighter character. Guile. What did you do?
My generation.
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom. Okay.
He's from Birmingham. They have funny haircuts there.
That's fine. Okay, if you want to call
that back.
Look, if you call yourself a Mufti, then look like a Mufti, man. I'll give you an example. You go to a hospital for kidney surgery, and a guy walks in, who has, I don't have anything against people with tattoos, right? A guy walks in with, have you seen those people from New Zealand? What are they called? Maori people. And they have tattoos on their faces like this. Half the face is a tattoo. And someone like that walks with big muscles with two knives. Someone walks in like that, The first thing, hold a second, is this guy performing the surgery on me? Yes, he is the surgeon. I don't want him. I don't want, because the way he looks, right? A surgeon has to look the game, right? He has to look the part. He has to look like a surgeon. If you call yourself a mufti, right? Or if you, for example, if you have a football match and a guy walks in with a big belly, yeah, and he can't even run, or someone, so when you claim a title, you have to look it, right?
Sheikh
So,
Adnan, you do know he's going to go in on your Monday nights now. Mufti, allow him, please.
No.
Because he will cuss.
I don't have against. I'm not cussing. I'm not.
That's
cussing.
it, you know.
I wish him the best of both lives. I wish him the best of both lives. I wish him that may Allah make him a beneficial person for this ummah and other people around the world. Okay, I wish him the best. Okay, the point I'm making is.
But do you think Islam, like, for example, I'm a British Muslim, yeah, I identify like that, I don't, like, and there's people who can't be British Muslim, are you British more, are you Muslim? Don't ask me stupid questions, yeah? Like, I'm British Muslim, that's it. I'm a man, I'm a mammal, do you know what I mean? Don't ask me things like that.
Yeah,
that's it. But the reality is that there's a lot of Muslims here that Islam, it's not relevant for the general masses. Most of the people don't pray 5 times a day. We're failing to connect. Some of our backward fatwas that have come years ago from the subcontinent or Arabia and stuff, we need to make Islam relevant to the general masses.
I agree 100% that Islam needs to be explained in a way that the generations alive today can actually relate to it, right? And it's a beautiful faith, and it's a very, very flexible faith. Without changing Islam, without changing any rule from Islam, anything from Islam, even a dot, we can explain Islam in a beautiful fashion to the masses, to the youth, and to the people out there who want to understand. I believe Islam is the most rational human philosophy to live by. It is the most beneficial human philosophy to live by. I believe Islam is the most beneficial philosophy for mankind to follow. Why? I have my reasons. Okay? Do a comparison between Islam and other philosophies invented by humans and see, Islam is not invented by humans. That's why I believe it's superior. Not superior in the sense that it should give us pride or arrogance, rather superior in the sense that I feel it's better. It is better than other philosophies to live by. I believe, I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to go a step further and say, even if God did not exist, and I'm saying, A'udhu Billah, I'm a firm believer in God. I believe God exists and I have no doubts on that point. I do not doubt that. But if any objective person, any objective researcher, any objective searcher was to look into Islam objectively, do a comparison with other philosophies, other systems, or other ways of life, one would find Islam to be the most civilized, the most positive, the most progressive way of life to live by. Even if God didn't exist. Okay, Islam would still win as a philosophy if a comparison was done between Islam, communism, capitalism, liberalism, or all the other isms or schisms. Okay, Islam would stand alone as a unique way of life to lead humanity into happiness. What does Islam teach? Islam has beautiful teachings, right? We don't need to change Islam. We don't need Mufti Abu Layth's or Majid Nawaz's or Tariq Fatah's or no. These are some people.
No, you can't put Mufti Abu Layth in the same category as like Majid Nawaz. That's complete. Mufti Abu Layth brings opinions. There might be minority opinions, but they were from within the Shirk. So he recently did a talk with
I think I'm going to come to him later on. Let me talk very quickly about Islam. Why I believe Islam is a beautiful way of life. If followed correctly, if followed properly, it leads to a beautiful character. If you listen to the Prophet's teaching, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said smiling is an act of charity. Look how beautiful this teaching is. He said smiling is an act of charity. Give charity even if it's as little as a date, half a date. How big is a date? It's a little fruit. Give charity. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, do not overburden your animals. They are creatures of God. Do not overburden them. The Prophet taught that paradise is under the feet of your mothers. The Prophet taught the best of you are those who are best to their families, the best to their wives. And the Prophet taught about children, man la yarham la yurham, the one who does not have mercy on children will not be shown mercy on the day of judgment. The Prophet taught about environment, cleanliness. He taught how to clean yourself, brushing your teeth. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Lawla an ashukka ala ummati la amartuhum bis-siwak inda kulli salah." That if it was not difficult for people to do it, I would have commanded them to brush their teeth with every single prayer 5 times a day. This is the hygiene a man sitting in the middle of the Arabian desert in the 7th century is teaching to his companions.
We're supposed to look nice, aren't we? Smell nice, look nice.
We need to look nice. Yeah, no.
That's true though.
There are some ugly non-Muslims out there.
That's true.
There are some ugly atheists out there. There are some beautiful atheists out there. There's some beautiful Christians out there. So there's some beautiful Muslims out there. Look, my advice is to look for the beautiful ones. When you go out shopping,
you should clean that up because there are some haram.
no, as they say, the beauty. As they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Oh,
okay, when you go to Tesco to buy a vegetable, you don't go for the rotten ones. You're not looking for the rotten ones. Oh, let me find the rotten potatoes and rotten vegetables. So you go for the nice ones. You go the nice. So likewise, when you go out looking for people, or you want to talk to people, or you want to see 2 representatives of a religion, of an ideology, look for the nice ones. Don't look for the rotten ones. What happens is when you look for the rotten ones, then that's the view you form about that particular faith or that particular ideology. There are plenty of beautiful examples of Muslims or Islam. Go for them. Talk to them. Plenty of beautiful examples of Sufis. Plenty of beautiful examples of Wahhabis. Plenty of beautiful examples of Salafis and Shias. There are some very nice Shias I've met. Very nice, gentlemen. You know, I like talking to them. I may disagree. I disagree with their theology. I disagree with their view on God. But
why don't you give them a very bad name?
Yes. Some people can give you bad name. So coming back to Mufti Abu Layth and people like him, and I don't know why he's doing what he's doing, because being learned, I know he's learned. He knows the Arabic language. He has read the classical works, and having had that knowledge, and he insinuates that weed is somehow acceptable. Okay, sometimes you need to use your common sense. There's some person who may look very.
Like weed?
I don't like weed because it messes your brain up.
I agree.
Okay. We don't need a fatwa from a mufti to tell us that smoking is haram. Smoking is bad for your health, because on every single pack, on every single cigarette pack, bad. Anything unnatural going into your system is bad. Unnatural. When I say unnatural, okay,
It's not haram though.
I believe it's haram.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
No, smoking is haram, not because I need a mufti for it. I don't need a mufti to tell me that smoking is haram.
But that's haram.
I look at the cigarette packet. On the packet it says it's poison, don't drink it.
But it's makruh, isn't it? Like some people say there's a difference.
No, there is a difference of opinion.
There is a difference.
No.
I hold the opinion it's haram, but
Those-
my teacher did say
You're not mufti.
No, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you
and he's
something.
like hardcore.
I'll tell you something.
Like Saudi
Come on, man.
student.
There's loads of smokers out there.
And I believe it's haram. I believe smoking. No. Smoking, I believe, is not allowed in Islam because it is harmful.
100%.
It is. You go to any medical practitioner, you go to any doctor in the world, go to researchers, they will tell you smoking harms your health. If it harms your health, it is not allowed. I don't care what some mufti says in Zanzibar or in South Africa or somewhere else. I don't care what they say. I know it is bad for your health. It is haram. Okay, and proportionally, one cigarette can cause more, because some people bring the argument meat is bad for you, potato is bad for you, but proportionally it's not. If you have, for example, an X amount of meat every month, it doesn't harm you. But if you smoke one cigarette, the harm it has proportionally, by looking at the size of the cigarette and the intake you have, it is haram. So again, coming back to the point, look for good examples, and when you want to learn Islam, like beautiful brothers like yourself, don't go to dodgy characters. There are giants.
My main teacher is Sheikh Hamza Yusuf.
Okay.
And then my second teacher is, people want to know this, Sheikh Asabet. I love Sheikh Asabet.
Okay.
And so,
Why do you love him? Is it because of his knowledge or his demeanor?
I love his knowledge. I love the things that he comes out. I love his early history, especially the Hanafi fiqh. But I still learn from everyone. So for example,
but do you know-
Shamsi, for example,
but do you know-
I'm going to sit down with Shamsi in a few weeks. I'm going to his mosque, and I might have said something.
But do you know most Hanafi scholars actually have disowned him?
What, Masjid bin Baz?
Modern Hanafi. Yeah.
No. Classical Hanafis have disowned him because he is coming up with things that cannot be. Believe me.
Which classic?
Go to the Modern scholar Mufti.
Taki Usmani.
No. They're Hanafis.
I think Taki Usmani, he said something about white being is alright.
No.
He's got a subcontinent view. I don't like it. It's not for me.
But bro, what do you
Yeah,
base
great.
your Islam on?
He's a great
Is it all like what fits within like the Western narrative? Bro?
No, it's not nice
You
dress.
assume something against him.
Like,
You said he has this opinion. Let's assume he has it. I don't believe he does. I don't believe he does.
Pakistan Army.
You have misunderstood it. Okay?
know, that's
Let's assume he does have that opinion. But then you have someone else on the side who appears to be legalizing weed. Okay, Sheikh Atabek, for example, is
Hanafi scholar. It's not easy to understand all the time. Sometimes his English inhibits him, but in critical mind, he's a pure academic. And he studied with all the he studied with Sheikh Uthaymeen even. You know, like when he stayed in the desert, waiting for Sheikh Uthaymeen, he was a student. Sheikh Uthaymeen studied with the Salafis, he studied with Deobandis, Brelvis, Sufis, and he's the one that said to me, you have to learn from everyone.
my advice is, as a Muslim, again, when you want to learn from the best. The best, okay, you have to travel for that. You have to travel for that. Don't, when you want to learn Kung Fu, you go, you will go to, you choose. When you're going to get married, you choose the most beautiful woman for yourself, or the one who's most pleasing to you, right? When you want to buy a car, you go and buy the best car in your budget, right? When you want to learn Islam, why do you go to these people? Why do you go to these people? Go to the best. The best are dead. The best are dead. Pick up the books, learn the Arabic language, start reading the classical sources. Your mind will be blown away in a positive way. Your mind will be, the geniuses we have in our history. People, whatever you want to read. Philosophy, Imam Ghazali, you're not going to beat him. Okay? Theology, Ibn Taymiyyah. Hadith, Ibn al-Hajar. Okay? Tasawwuf, Ibn al-Qayyim. And others.
I'm from the Hanafi.
No problem. Then Hanafi doesn't mean that you don't read others. Hanafi doesn't mean that you put yourself in a cage.
I love obviously Imam Hassan Shaybani,
Read the books.
I read the book.
Have you read Kitab al-Qiraj?
I love like what you're talking about. We're talking about Sheikh Wali Allah.
Shah Waliullah, absolutely.
Crazy, but he's got loads of diverse opinions and he kept on changing.
No, he didn't keep on changing. He changed his views in the light of hadith. When he found authentic reports from the Prophet and they could not be compromised or they could not be reconciled with the school, he left the school and he followed the hadith.
I went to a lecture at Ibrahim College last year, and there was a professor, lady professor from Chicago,
Local geezer.
and she was talking about this as well.
Right.
So she's talking about how Shah Wali Allah.
Marcia. Yeah.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't there, but I've read her work. She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. And she's an expert on Shah Waliullah. And what did she say about Shah Waliullah?
About how his opinion changed, how he went through characterization.
Of course.
And then she talked about Shah Wali Allah, the Sufi, that a lot of people haven't really explored it.
Yes. Shah Waliullah went through a huge transition in his life. Okay. When he was 30 years old, his own followers, Sheikh Ashik Qulati, who was one of his followers and one of his cousins as well, if I'm not mistaken, he himself stated, because he traveled with him to Hajj in 1731, Shah Waliullah went to Hajj. Okay. And He stayed in Hijaz for nearly 14 months. Then he returned to India. Sheikh Ashik Pulati states that Waliullah was a completely changed man because the knowledge he acquired in Hijaz was something new to him. He didn't have that knowledge, right? And that changed his approach. He became a completely different person. And his approach became a lot more informed, nuanced, and his writings after he came back from Hijaz are a lot more thorough and deep than what he wrote before when he was young.
If someone like him and the Alayhi, so for example, like Sheikh Khalid Hussein blessed him with he loves it. So for example, we do Khatam on Thursday, yeah? I'm happy if you can
So my advice
show when you lost it, then that's
do you have any doubts that he was a balanced person?
I believe it's very bad.
Read his book.
I love it.
Read the translation of Masters.
I'm reading that now.
The decisive argument from God, Hujjatullah al-Baligha. Read it. So instead of going to X, Y, and Z, and I'm telling that to myself, instead of going to Tom, Dicks, and Harry's, funny-looking people or funny-behaving people to learn Islam, to learn Islam, go to the giants. Go to the real people who lived Islam, who are an embodiment of Islam.
We've got bridge problems now. For example, organ donation. For example, this,
Yeah,
that,
but for that you don't.
So when I go back, those questions are asked. We've got bridge problems here.
No. Every single thing is answered. Islam's doing it. Go, check. Give me a question.
Hi, is organ donation allowed?
Okay, scholars are divided. Scholars of Islam are divided. Organ donation. Okay, one group of scholars says that mutilating bodies, dead bodies, is not allowed in Islam. So by that principle, organ donation is actually mutilating the body, right? Other scholars reasonably argue that if someone's life can be saved, right, by organ donation, and if the person permits before dying that my organs can be donated to save someone's life, there's nothing wrong with that because that's his property, that's his belonging. So he's giving it to someone else, and both arguments are valid. What's the problem? What's the problem? So if one group starts to say, you bunch of hypocrites, you liars, you have this erroneous opinion, this is not Islam. In Islam, we are tolerant, we are generous to each other. If someone has an opinion, as long as it is a valid opinion, not a wild opinion, a valid opinion, we respect it.
So shisha, I smoke shisha occasionally on edge.
I believe it's haram, there are others who say it's not
Haram
haram.
is such a hard thing. It's like
That's an opinion, but that's a valid opinion. Because how do scholars base their opinions? How do they reach opinions? They reach conclusions by looking at the pros and cons.
But traditionally, they wouldn't say haram. I mean, there's 5 levels on there. There's obviously halal, then there's permissible, then there's
I know.
then there's haram right at the
Some scholars take this view that prevention is the mother of cure.
I know Sheikh Asrar thinks it's haram.
And anything that leads to harm or greater harm, that thing is forbidden even in minimum amount. For example, alcohol. Okay. What is haram? إنما الخمر والميسر والأنصاب والأزلام رجس من عمل الشيطان فاجتنبوه لعلكم تفلحون. That wine, not wine in particular, intoxicants. Allah used the word intoxicants in the Quran. They are the works of shaitan. They are the works of devil. Abstain from them. Now one can turn around and argue, hold on a second, intoxicants, when they intoxicate. But if I drink a little bit of wine, or if I have a spliff of weed, or if I have a joint, what do you call it, a joint? Yeah, nowadays they call it a joint, huh?
You know it.
A joint, yeah, of course. I've never...
I like this combo.
I think you secretly
I want to hear this.
I've never... Alhamdulillah, Allah protected me from it. Yeah.
Inshallah.
Right, let me ask you, shaking hands of women in the office place, yeah?
Okay.
A lot of people say, haram. I shop those Californian girls. Do you know how much people shaking their hands? I think there's a difference of opinion on that.
Again, there are scholars who take a view on that.
But he
Like
wants
Yusuf
he's
Qaradawi.
like,
Sheikh Ali, Sheikh bin Bayyah.
Sheikh Ali Juma, I wouldn't accept him as a valid source in the discussion.
Sheikh Ali Juma's a giant.
No, because No, because of his recent opinion. Sometimes some of the things he is either he's forced to say what he's saying. If he's forced, then he's excused.
But
Okay,
can you shake
but
in
if he's saying those things in his right mind, that when he gave the CC government an open fatwa to go and kill anyone you like, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I'm saying that if someone has that opinion,
I'm shaking a woman's hand.
if someone has that opinion, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. But if someone has that opinion, let him have that
Always
opinion.
called a kafir in the
No,
comment
no, no,
section.
no, no, no.
Kafir, haram.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
disobeying the hadith.
No, no.
Therefore the hadith.
No, this is why that they're wrong for doing that. They're absolutely wrong. These people, look, don't take hundreds of these people out there online seriously, because some of them have no life.
Yeah, of course.
Some of them
use
all
5 or
they
6
do is
accounts.
they live
I know
on
you
the laptop, okay, and all they do is spread hate and negativity, right? So if you will let those people govern your life, you're dead, you're finished. You might as well commit suicide.
So you don't
because
think it's
there is
alright?
so much hate out there, like this content over everything, this channel. Yeah, go and look at the comments.
Content over
It's like
knowledge from the scholars. The scholars, the group of scholars, not from book, not internet, not from book.
But the scholars, what I'm saying is the scholars in Islam have had a plethora of views on this.
Yes, and we respect them. We respect them. Those who have the credentials and the behavior and the demeanor.
Well, who defines behavior?
The behavior is someone is if someone says I'm a mufti, or let me go and attend that orgy. A'udhu billah.
he's never attended.
But let me go to the club. Let me go to the club.
Come on, bruv, the guy
You
from
want?
KFC
No,
was
if you go
But you're not talking about Mufti, are you?
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about him.
He's never done
I'm
it.
saying
As far as
generally,
I know.
you go to a scholar for a religious ruling, and he's having a pint, or he's drinking Heineken, or he's got Budweiser.
Budweiser.
No, he goes, hold on a second, let me finish this, and then I'll respond. Because if you are someone stable in the mind, this guy is not a scholar. He's not even practicing his knowledge. I don't want fatwa from him, right? This is what I'm saying.
I think Muslims are too judgmental.
No. Muslims are not judgmental. Muslims are not judgmental. Those who are informed are not judgmental. They are reasonable. If they see something, if it looks like a duck, and if it quacks like a duck, then it is a duck. It is a duck, right? So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So don't blame a Muslim for calling a duck a duck.
But aren't some of them hyper? Like they're just some like, oh my god, a stock.
That's some people, man. That's some people.
Can't do that.
Some people who come to Islam and they're new.
This guy's so
Wait, let me explain.
We've got some retards. We have got some retards.
No, that phenomena.
We
I'll
have
tell you
got
what.
very retards.
Listen.
And the ones that love to throw their around.
It's not really retard.
This is a human phenomenon. When humans start to do something anew, when you get married to a woman, you're very excited. She is the love of your life. She is everything. No. In most cases, 6 months. 6 months later, oh my God, what have I done? Huh? Right?
Give me another one.
This is like with Islam. People come into Islam. They start practicing, and within 5 days, they want to turn the whole world into a Sharia compliant space where everyone has to comply by your rules. We don't live in a world like that. And Islam doesn't want them. Look, even the Prophet warned us about this behavior. Our Prophet taught us how to behave. He warned us that Islam will either overpower you or you will overpower it. Okay? What do you mean by that? Some people become extreme, because they become a bit righteous. They start practicing. They start to gun every single person down around them. Oh, you're not like me. You don't have the beard like me. You don't wear hijab like me. You don't pray like me. Therefore, you are not worthy of attention. This is why we need to talk to the British people more. There are many decent British people out there. I'm saying the majority, if the Muslims talk to them and explain to them that we actually love Britain. We love being here. We cherish being here. We love the tolerance and the generosity and the beautiful things about this country. And we are like you, as human as you are. Okay, we may have different religions. We may have different views on God, right? But that shouldn't divide us. So we are on the same planet, in the same country, in the same neighborhood. We need to live together in harmony. And there are some people out there, amazingly, they have the audacity to suggest that what I'm saying right now is taqiyya. This is a big problem.
They look us up.
Tommy Robinson followers or people who have been influenced by the right wing. We don't do taqiyya.
Can you tell us what taqiyya means in Punjabi?
Well, it's in Punjabi.
It's a cushion, isn't it? Yeah, taqiyya?
No, that's something else. That's something else. This is with calf.
It's a joke, man. Relax.
This is with
You
calf.
self-righteous Muslim.
No, that's calf. This is calf. Taqiyya.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
Now some Islam haters who have an agenda, people who make money out of Islam hating, people who make money out of spreading hatred against Islam and Muslims, people like Tommy Robinson, Katie Hopkins, Majid Nawaz, Tariq Fatah, Ayan Hirsi Ali, Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris, all these people are making money out of Islamophobia. All of them. They have made hundreds of thousands of pounds and dollars by selling their bakwas, their bullshit. Sorry to use French. French is a beautiful language, by the way. So it's a figure of speech, right? As they say. So they have made money out of spreading hate against Muslims, right? So what they do is, when Muslims come and talk Islam to the public, to the masses, they say, oh, he's doing taqiyya. He's actually allowed to lie about his faith. No, it's not. We the Muslims are not allowed to lie about faith. Yeah. There is a small group called Shia, they have this practice. We are not those people. We are the 90% of the Muslim world. We are not allowed to lie to people about our faith. We cannot lie. Our sources are clear. The Quran is there and the Hadith, Bukhari and Muslim and the other 4 books are there. Go and read them. Every single word in these books and texts, we stand by them. We stand by every single word in there. We don't compromise on them, we don't disown it. We stand by every single word in these texts. So where is taqiyya? Where is taqiyya? What I'm saying is what my religion teaches me, that we cherish virtue where it exists. Britain is a great country, it's a great place to be. People of Britain, people of England have given refuge to hundreds of thousands of people, of course for their benefit as well. It's reciprocal. The relationship is reciprocal. It's not one-sided. Britain benefited from immigrants and immigrants benefited from Britain. So it's a two-sided...
NHS would collapse without the Muslim doctors.
Look, after the Second World War, if Labour did not come from the Caribbean or from Pakistan or from India.
What they're doing with the Windrush generation, we think that's disgusting.
Yes. So I think enough said today. Thank you so much for listening, guys. And nice talking to you, Bakar, again. I hope we can, agree on certain things.
Mufti is cool, by the way. Mufti is cool.
Cool to you.